everybody, welcome back to Make It with Mod Podge. I'm Cathie Fillion, and today fall is in the air. I'm going to show you how to make this adorable 3D wall art for fall. Now you can perch this on your mantle or hang it on a wall. I've done this on a canvas, so it really creates this cool fall art. Now the 3D element is this really awesome foam pumpkin. I'm cutting these in half and I am covering them with napkins with Mod Podge to create a really lightweight addition to this art. All right guys, let's get making. To get started, I'm using fabric and one of these foam pumpkins and some napkins. I'm using matte Mod Podge for this project, and I like to use a wide brush when I'm adding my Mod Podge to my canvas. Now this was an old canvas that I had. I'm just adding the Mod Podge and placing my fabric right on top. You have a little bit of time and leeway to move that fabric around, and you'll just press with your hands to remove any wrinkles. Now this works best with thicker weight fabrics like flannels or decorator weight cottons. Silks and thin fabrics don't work very well for this project. Then you'll just continue adding your Mod Podge all the way down the canvas, and then just keep adding your fabric. So you can see I add my Mod Podge, and then I place my fabric into the Mod Podge and smooth with my fingers. Now this is super important. We are going to hot glue the rest of the fabric to the back of the frame, but this will make it so that your fabric doesn't billow or pull away from your canvas. And it's really simple. I'm just smoothing that down and then it's all glued down. Now for that back, I'm doing some mitered corners. So first I'm hot gluing the corner, and then I'll hot glue a little bit more and fold back each one of those edges. And I'll do this to all 4 corners. And once all 4 corners are done, I'm just gonna add a bead of hot glue right along that inside track there just to glue those flaps down. Now I'm not worrying about finishing this off because this is for my own house, but if you were giving this as a gift, you might want to clean that up a bit. And look how good that looks. Everything is glued down perfectly. Next, we're going to do our pumpkin. I'm just cutting one of those foam pumpkins in half, and it is breaking apart a bit, so I might have to do some repair with some hot glue, but you're just going to cut down the center of that pumpkin. I like these foam ones because they're so lightweight, and I'm just adding a bead of hot glue and just gluing that back together. It's really that simple. Now we're going to separate the plies of the napkin. I'm only using that top printed ply and Mod Podge in matte. I'm adding the Mod Podge all over my half pumpkin, and then I'm just going to place the napkin right on top. I'm not worrying about wrinkles for this project because I actually wanted some of the more textured look, but if you were concerned about wrinkles, I would go ahead and mist your napkin with a little bit of water first. So I'm just using my fingers to work it around the different grooves and the nooks and crannies on the foam pumpkin. You're just going to press and gently tap so you don't want to rip the napkin. Then for that bottom side, I'm just adding more Mod Podge and I'm wrapping the napkin all the way around to the back side. I'm using my brush with a little bit of Mod Podge just to press all of the napkin into the grooves. Now I'm going to top coat with more Mod Podge and let that dry for a good hour before I handle it. Sometimes the foam projects take a little bit longer to dry. All right, now let's work on our sign. I got this Hello Fall sign. This is a wood cutout, and I'm just going to hot glue it to our canvas, to our fabric covered canvas. This is already looking so cute. And this is my favorite part where we get to do all of the decorating. So I'm going in, just adding that hot glue, and let's position that down. And now we can add our silk leaves. I'm loving all these blues and coppers. Such a pretty color palette for fall. I'm just layering them up. Now I did sort of do a little bit of placement first, so I knew what my design plan was gonna be. And then I'm just attaching everything with hot glue. For this, I'm doing a symmetrical design, but you can certainly do any kind of design that you want. I've got some of these little extra sort of details. I'm gonna hot glue some of them in. And that just gives it a little bit more texture. Now for our pumpkin, I'm loading up the back of it with hot glue. It is super lightweight, so just hot glue will hold this down. And then I'm using that ruler there just to make sure I get it in the center, and I'm gonna press down. I'm using a little bit of bling in this project. That Hello Fall sign came with 2 drilled holes where you would add a string, but I'm gonna go ahead and just cover those up with some gems and then fill in on our design with more gems. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I'll be back here next week with another fun project to share with you. And until then, have a super crafty week. Bye.